Well, that was frustrating because I recorded my preview. It was 15 minutes long, but I found out the mic was off the whole time, so that's great. I'm going to just do it again. But what's up, guys? Thank you guys for clicking on the video. Like, comment, subscribe, please, for all the NFL content and Bengals content on this channel. You won't be disappointed, I hope. But let's dive into this matchup, man. So, what kind of game are we going to get? Are we going to get the battle of the cats, or are we going to get the battle of the pussies? Because, let's be honest, both these pussy cats have been playing like absolute pussies since, other than, I guess, the Panthers last week, but since the beginning of the season. I mean, they've both been playing like cowards on, both sides of the ball in each game. I mean, the offense played like that in the first couple weeks for us. Panthers also the same thing with Bryce Young at the helm. And last week, obviously, the complete opposite. I mean, the defense just absolutely blew it. The Jayden Daniels and the Commanders. And then the Panthers, they're coming off an emotional win, man. With Andy Dalton taking over. So, yeah, we'll see what has to give here, man. I don't know what's going to happen. I can only hope that we come out on top, but we'll see. But let's take a look at us. So we're struggling. We're 0-3. We're seeking our first win. Made that very clear. What an offensive performance last week. Not a single turnover or punt. First time that's happened since 1940, I believe, where both teams did not turn the ball over or punt. But the defense, they absolutely sucked. Jayden Daniels had nearly a damn near perfect game. They just did whatever they wanted against us, whether that be on the ground, whether that be, with Brian Robinson, whether that be with Jayden Daniels, obviously. Yeah, they just did whatever they wanted, when they wanted, and it just came back to haunt us, obviously. We lost all three games, like I said earlier, to different reasons. I mean, the offense played like cowards. I mean, definitely the first week. Second week, they came along. Last week was just a disappointing loss. I mean, the offense did everything they could. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, they all had incredible games. But consistency is key in this league, dude. I mean, that's what bothers me the most. It's not like that we've lost the same way. It's obviously it sucks being 0-3, but it's like we've lost in different ways. I mean, the offense shows up, they don't show up. It's like that just sucks. And I'm very upset. Made it clear in my YouTube community post. You can go check it out. I went on I didn't go into the details of it. I just went on like a tirade that it was on my mind. And I think right now, guys, talent-wise, no, but we're a bottom 5 team in the league. I got to be honest. The way we've shot ourselves in the foot constantly, it's just inexcusable. And I think that just speaks to coaching mainly. I mean, I'm not saying that Zach Taylor's a bad coach, but you got to have your team prepared early in the season. They just never seem to do it, and ends up biting them in the butt later on. You'd much rather have an AFC Championship game at our house in the Queen City. The only reason I have a little bit of hope, guys, it's not artificial hope. It's legitimate hope, because if we win this week, we'd be 1-3, and that'd be the same as last year. I can be like, oh, we lose this game, still 13 games to go. No, there's not. It's over if we lose this weekend. I got to be honest. If we lose, I don't see how I make keys to victories, because it's like you don't follow it. The only thing I could say for keys to victory is just play your best, play hard. I don't know. But yeah, I made it clear on my community post, not happy, and we're just not looking good coming into this game. So then we look at Sam Hubbard, man. We have a problem. I mean, look, he'll be remembered as a Buckeye. He'll be remembered as a Bengal legend for this, play. Cincinnati kid, a Buckeye. But let's be real, dude. His season's been bad. He's gotten beat by the outside, especially against Jayden Daniels. He got beat. Mahomes also didn't do him any favors. He just got beat. He needs to just return to form, because he's a good player, dude. His lack of impact is just not, especially given how thin our D-line is, his lack of impact is just not helping. We have so many injuries in the D-line, B.J. Hill, Sheldon Rankins, Cam Samples out for the season, and we're just so thin there. And we just need production. We're just not getting that. He needs to step up, man. He needs to show what he's worth, because I know he's worth more, but he's just not showing it right now. And that hurt our defense. I mean, the pass defense, sure. You give Jayden Daniels all the time in the world, though. His receivers are going to get open. Tarek McLaurin's a stud. Can't put it all in the pass defense. Hopefully he can get his form back, man. That's all that matters. But let's look at our opponent, man. They're 1-2. They come off a win over the Raiders last week. Andy Dalton took over at the helm. Bryce Young played like absolute garbage the first couple weeks. I forgot who they played week 2. I don't remember. But in week 1, they got absolutely smoked by the New Orleans Saints, 47-10. Dave Canales is taking over. Hopefully their morale. I think that their morale is right now the key. An emotional win last week, that definitely boosted it. And for their sake, it's good that it did, because they were absolutely deflated after week 1, I'm sure. But this is Andy Dalton's revenge game on his fourth different team, all in the NFC. I might add. I mean, he was with Chicago, Dallas, New Orleans, and now Carolina. Man, so all four NFC teams he gets a chance to play us. So looking at it last week though, he seems to have a good connection with Deontay Johnson. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney's on that defense. He was in Baltimore last year. He was in Cleveland the year before that. So he's going to be a problem that we got to contain. I mean, he's always a problem. But their offensive line, dude, I think it's suspect, but it's definitely better. But they just lost one of their key guys. You have to think that the Bengals are going to play it better. For a team with this much expectation and how much like their window is kind of closing and being wasted as we speak, I mean, you got to think that they're just desperate. A good offensive performance will do the thing. They'll do their thing. Maximize the yardage with obviously play action, run the ball. You know, Zach Moss and Chase Brown, they had very good games last week. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins had great games. Hopefully they can, be utilized better. And on defense, dude, that's the biggest if. Get to Andy Dalton. Got to get him early. Got to rattle him. Pass defense has to step up. They got Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen, who are two very serviceable receivers. Consistent hands, reliable, I guess. Maybe not Deontay. I mean, when he was called Deontay Dropson when he was in Pittsburgh. But he's still, a serviceable receiver. And Evan McPherson, dude, I'm starting to get a little concerned because it's like, I just had a feeling, I'm not trying to sound like LeBron here, but I had a feeling he would miss only because, I know he hit the 29 in a row, but he also missed a PAT against KC, and that, very well costed us. He needs to convert when it matters, dude. I mean, we need him. Obviously, he's been very clutch for us. He won us friggin' 2 playoff games with his leg. He won us the AFC North title, won us the opening game against the Minnesota Vikings and Burrow and Jamar's first career game together. Last year he got an overtime, obviously, kick against the Vikings. So, he's had some big kicks for us. Just want to see it, when it, in situations that are like this. I mean, yeah, he's a clutch kicker, but he's got to do it. Like I said, the defense is the biggest if. I think the offense, as long as they continue to, do what they do last week, hopefully they don't get as conservative. They were a little conservative even last week. I'm not going to act like they had a perfect game. They were very conservative. They could have scored a touchdown instead of field goal. But, the play calling. And Burrow also had some off throws. Joe Burrow had a few off throws, but he was still magnificent. Got to get to Andy Dalton early, dude. The defense, I mean, I'm very concerned, obviously, about that pass defense and how they're going to fare against this group of receivers. And then let's not forget Chuba Hubbard. We got to contain him as well. But we got to shut up and play. I want to send a message to CTB. CTB, I love you, man. You back up. You're a ball hawk. You backed up your trash talk. But last week you did not. I mean, you and Dax Hill, especially Dax Hill, we got absolutely roasted by Terry McLaurin. That rainbow throw over Dax Hill, I don't... Honestly, that pass was so painful to watch. I just forget who caught it. Yeah, that was just a painful game to watch, or a painful touchdown to watch. Just a bad loss. We just need to shut up and play. I mean, that's the key. We got to shut up and play. We got to do our thing. On pass defense, we have to do our thing. Make our thing what it's supposed to be. There's a promising group of receivers, dude. Jordan Battle needs some playing time as well. We need to start taking these games seriously, dude. I'm not saying we're not, but from what it seems, you just don't seem prepared early in the season. I don't like it. It's annoying and frustrating for us as fans. I mean, we wait 7 months for a football season to get underway, and we have to wait 2 weeks later for this team to return to its form when everybody's kind of out on their horse. I mean, it hurts. We're the only winless team out of the premier AFC contenders, and everybody was saying it was the Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, maybe the Ravens, Texans, all of them. Texans, I mean, yeah, they got humbled last week, but Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, they were the three premier teams that everybody would talk about of course, until last year. Both the teams are undefeated. We're winless, and that just hurts. I mean, it's frustrating. I can't rage or anything because it's not going to change the record of the team because they should not be in this position, but they are. And they have no one to blame but themselves. So all I ask is, for a team that's not won anything, I mean, we can talk more than other teams. Don't get me wrong. There are teams that haven't even been to a conference championships in let alone back-to-back in 20-plus years. But is your goal to get there or to win? And CTB wasn't even on that roster. I just hope that we can learn from it because that's just not what winning teams do. I mean, it's like the Memphis Grizzlies. What happened to them? They talked all that crap about Golden State. Golden State's... They sat home with a trophy. Memphis just watching them. So I just wish we just cut out the BS. Stop the talking. Just play. I get you're confident. Just play, dude. Just play. But anyway, guys, that's kind of it. I wanted to just talk about it. Obviously, I recorded this and this is my second time recording it. Yeah, can we just get a win? Period. Can we just get a win? Please. I just want to win this game and get to 1-3. Maybe the same record as last year. Have some, not complete, but have some momentum going into Week 5 when we play a hated rival in the Baltimore Ravens. Can we get some momentum? They play the Bills. They could win. I have Buffalo winning, but they could win. Regardless of how their first 2 games went. They're a good team. They took care of business at Dallas. But we have done that? Probably not. But anyway, obviously we don't look good coming into this game. Panthers, I mean, they looked good last week. So, we'll see if the emotion is very, high for them. And, we'll see how they come back. But, yeah, as far as us guys, I just want us to win. Please, just win. I mean, last year I was proud of this team for winning some games without Burrow. But now he's back and we're 0-3. And that's not his fault. I mean, he's playing outstanding football. And he's a little iffy week 1, but we have no one to blame but ourselves, man. But anyway, let's get a win against the Carolina Panthers. Let's go Bengals. Who Dey, as always. 1-3, please.